Hello everyone and welcome to Lisa's Losing It. I'm losing it. Okay, so we're trying a new backdrop because the air conditioner's going and I don't want to fight that, but now every now and then the wind picks up, so I apologize. We'll figure it out. Today, I thought we would go over what brought me to this point because I started this channel after it was already pretty much, done. So I figured we'd go through the whole process and I'd let you guys know how I got to this point, which is leading me to the next point. Wind. So, first an update, CPAP update, APAP update, whatever you want to call it this day. It's an APAP, and the update is that it went really good and then it took a nosedive, and I'm thinking that it was because of sinus-related issues due to the weather, but I'm still doing it. Last night I was 6 minutes short of 4 hours. I'm like, come on! But, I'm still doing it. And then, what else is going on? I had, tomorrow I have my appointment with the dietitian. And I could have canceled this one, but I wanted to keep it because I want her to provide me with the pre-op diet as soon as possible so I can get what I need. And then I had my monthly visit with my primary care physician, and she was very happy with all the progress and everything that's going on, and she's very happy. I love the support that I'm getting from this woman. So that is where we're at right now. And there's not really a lot of nothing else going on. How's that for proper English? Because I'm just, it's a waiting game at this point. I have my surgery date, which is September 21st. I have 2 required visits, one with the surgeon and one with the dietitian in person, and that's mid-August, so I'll be doing those, and then obviously the surgery in September. But I have this folder that I'm flipping around here, and that's where I've been putting any paperwork or notes or anything like that regarding all of this fun stuff. And I thought that I would take you guys back through some of the information because everybody gets to the point of surgery differently, literally everybody. So it depends on you, yourself, your body, your health. It depends on mentally where you're at. It depends on the doctor that you choose. It depends on whether or not you're in country or out of country. It depends on your insurance company, of all the things, right? And I guess I got really lucky. Yeah, they made me go in for the sleep test, but I didn't have to do certain things that other people would have to do. This may or may not be a good thing, okay? Because one of the things that a lot of people have to do is they have to lose a certain amount of weight every month prior to surgery. And I think that shows commitment towards it, right? I apologize for the dogs. And a lot of people have to track what they eat every day for, months in advance. And I have not had to do that. And those 2 things I think may have been beneficial. But due to my life at the moment, I was happy to dodge them. It was like one more thing on the pile that I just did not need. Do I plan on doing them? Absolutely. Well, obviously I'm going to lose weight, but I'm absolutely going to log all of my intake after surgery. And so I'm actually going to start practicing with that August 1st. So August 1st, September, I'm going to practice logging what I eat. And that's going to be a task. Yes, it is. Now, I'm also working on removing fat from my diet. That's one of the things the doctor and I talked about last week. Because the pre-op diet is to help shrink your fatty liver, okay? Because that way they have less that they have to get around while they're in there doing surgery. And I get it. That's fine. It's a good thing. So I'm very interested to see what this diet is, and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys for sure. But I decided to try a few things, which I've been doing. Since I decided to do this, I've been implementing different things into my life that I had not done previously. And one of them was Greek yogurt. Not a fan of Greek yogurt. Really not a fan. So if it wasn't for the surgery, I probably would have never tried Greek yogurt. Now, I've actually gotten used to it. I have. But then it turns out that that's not necessarily the Greek yogurt, of course, because I liked it, that I should be eating. And Fage, F-A-G-E, which apparently up here I can only get at Walmart, and I can only get it in the big tubs with no flavor at all. Well, come on, but that's fine. Gonna use it in place, sorry, hiccups, of sour cream, or, you know, that kind of thing. I can turn it into a dessert as soon as I figure out how. So that, you know, that was a big thing. So now I went and ordered some of that yogurt and picked it up the other day. I haven't tried it yet. And then removing fat. Now, when you do keto, right, it's protein and fat. And so when I did that years ago, I incorporated fat into my diet that I was not used to doing. I went from the flavored coffee creamers, right, to heavy whipping cream. I liked it. I love it. I want some more of it, the whole deal, right? And both Phil and I like it, so it works out really good. I don't have to figure out two different things. Well, I need to remove that fat. And so I went and picked up some Coffee Mate. The flavored, the no sugar, low fat hazelnut, because hazelnut's my favorite. Yes. Sorry, dogs. And still have the heavy whipping cream for him to use, and life is good there. I am never going to give up butter, but I will give up the amount that I intake. I was actually astounded. So one of the first things that I had to do when I decided to take this route was a virtual group class with a dietitian. And I took notes. I took notes, right? And, you know, let's see. So I get I had to, note to myself. But anyway, 6 weeks post-op, no seeds, skins until 3 months, no nuts or corn until 6 months, no red meat until 6 months. I'm like, no red meat until 6 months. Wow. I'll be eating 20 to 30 grams of carbs and 60 to 80 grams of protein. Look for whey isolate, right? And then the part where I'm stopping taking notes now, is because she highly recommended using margarine instead of butter. Never will I put that stuff in my face. I'm not putting margarine in my face. So I was like, okay, fine. What was it? 1 ounce equals 7 grams of protein. 1 ounce equals 7 grams of protein. So 1 ounce of chicken is 7 grams of protein. I thought that was pretty cool, so I made a note of it, right? It's all those little things. So then we were told, I have a printout here of the whole presentation that she gave us. Initial bariatric group class. It's like the only one. But anyway, so I had to get a medical and surgical history, bring a list of medications and supplements, food history, social history, who you live with, whatever. Number of follow-ups depends on your insurance. Yeah. And then, are you ready? The start guide, right? And I found it interesting because I was provided let me find it here, a thing that said, bariatric surgery, am I ready? Bariatric surgery, am I ready? And it says, the checklist below will assist you in answering this question and will help determine if you need to focus on specific areas before you can fully say, yes, I'm ready for bariatric surgery. For each question, you answer no to develop a plan that will allow you to eventually answer yes. This worksheet will help you prepare ahead of time and will be utilized when meeting with your dietitian. Okay. So the questions were, Phil's taking food up to some of the animals. The question was, recording what I eat. Be specific. In a journal, pen and paper or digital is fine. Include portions, nutrition, information, and meal times. Okay, check. Yep. And my plan was to use my FitnessPal and a journal. And then being active as many days as possible and keeping track of my journal. Yes, I will do that. My intent, once they clear me, is to do 30 minutes 7 days a week. I can do that. Eating at least 60 grams of protein a day. My dietitian will let me know my goal at my first one-on-one visit, and she did. It was 70. Limiting the added fats, butter, oil, dressing, deep fried foods, etc. in my diet. Yep, not a problem. Eating 4 to 6 times a day. 4 to 6 times a day. Okay. So I can schedule meals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up on my phone. I haven't used an alarm clock in over 20 years. Okay. So I just wake up when I wake up, and it is almost religiously sometime between 5 and 6. So I'm going to set up alarms on my phone to remind me to eat. Okay, and then we'll make that happen. And not grazing on food all day long. That's a bad thing. Don't want to do that. Eating my first meal or snack within 1 to 2 hours of waking up. I can make that happen, definitely. Not drinking any carbonated beverages. It's killing me, okay? But I can do it. I can absolutely do it. And unlike the time that I gave up Diet Coke, I just gave it up cold turkey and I did not replace it with anything, right? I have Country Time sugar-free lemonade packets. I know aspartame. I get it. I got it. But I am drinking a gallon of water a day lately using those. So that will keep me from the aspartame withdrawal, which I will address. I promise. Okay. Limiting caffeine. No caffeine on the 2-week pre-op diet or 4 weeks post-op. I have to give up my coffee. I have to give up my coffee, my friends. So I'm going to do probably caffeine-free coffee, decaffeinated coffee. I'll do decaffeinated coffee, okay? But it says limiting, or it says no caffeine on the 2-week pre-op and or 4-week post-op. So I'll get decaf coffee. I need to order that now. No drinking alcohol or smoking, not a problem. Drinking at least 64 ounces of sugar-free beverages per day. I can do that, okay? So that's water, or that's water with, you know, the stuff in it. So, okay, I got all that covered, right? And then chewing my food well and taking at least 20 minutes to eat each meal. That's going to be a hard one, but I can do it. I can absolutely do it. Not drinking beverages 5 to 15 minutes before eating, and with meals or snacks, or for 30 minutes after eating. Now, I actually saw a video on this today. And the reason that they don't want you to drink with your meals, they showed it, it was really cool, is because you have your food, and that's going to drop down into this little thing that is now your stomach, right? And typically what would happen at that point is that your body would start digesting it and doing its due, and you would start intaking the nutrients from that food. If you drink water, because of the limited space, if you drink water, it will actually push it through faster and just go right into your bowels, okay? So you don't want that. You want that food to stay in your stomach as long as possible in order to be able to get the nutrition out of it. So nutrition is very important. I thought that was very cool to get an explanation as to why. It says eating at least 1 serving of fruit and 1 serving of vegetables daily. I can do that. And my doctor, who also had the surgery done, my doctor said that the hard part for her was doing protein because she really loves her vegetables. And I said, well, I really love my protein, so the hard part for me is going to be getting the vegetables in. But I know from doing keto that vegetables are very important to keep things moving, okay? So I'm going to be portioning all that out. I got those cups that measure everything out for you. Eating calcium-rich foods and or taking a calcium supplement. I can do that. Taking a complete multivitamin with minerals daily. And it's not just any multivitamin, it's a bariatric multivitamin, which they gave me a bottle of the ones they want me to take, and I will be ordering them through them. It's not, yes, you can get some of them off of Amazon or wherever, but until I know more about what I don't know, I will be ordering the ones from the hospital. Okay. Prepared to do these 3 things instead of eating for emotional reasons. And then they want you to list 1, 2, and 3. And I went, I am so busy that it's amazing right now that I remember to eat. Okay. But finding something, like when you quit smoking, okay, finding something to do instead of grazing. So if I see myself heading towards the kitchen to stick something in my face, instead I will pick up my knitting needles, pick up my book, pick up, you know, any of the 14 projects that I have going on any particular day. So I will do that instead of eating. And then prepare to eat these 3 food meals that each contain 200 to 300 calories and 10 to 15 grams of protein. I didn't fill anything in for that because everyone keeps telling me that your taste is going to change drastically. I might even start to like vegetables, you guys. I like raw vegetables. I don't like cooked vegetables. So I might even start to like vegetables. But everyone is telling me, I told my doctor, I said I stocked up because I haven't had the opportunity to make it myself and can it myself. I stocked up on 10 chicken bone broth and 10 beef bone broth the last time I went to the grocery store. And she goes, you don't want to stock up too much. She goes, because your tastes are going to change pretty drastically. And I went, okay, fine. That's going to be rough on my pantry. Prepare to take these 3 actions to get back on track if needed after surgery. And I know that they're, after watching a few different people and channels and stuff and discussions that people have, that they call it a reset. And my intention is to not have to do that. So if I do have to do that, I'll go keto or something, for a while. Anyway. Then there's the eating self-assessment. So, like I mentioned, one of the things that you have to do for this is a psych eval. And I lucked out because I did a virtual one, because otherwise I had to travel 2.5 hours to get to one, and I didn't want to. And I got it done in January. It was like the first thing I got done. I got it done before my first dietitian visit, right? So don't base any of your experiences on what I'm going through. But they give you this eating self-assessment, right? And for each question, circle or check that answer that best describes you. And then add everything up. And so on page 1, you circle all these things. I eat fried foods. I said seldom. I consume these dairy products, whole milk or cheese, I drink alcohol, 0 per day. I often eat sweets like candies. That's less than 1 to 2 small cookies per day. I prefer fruit, which actually I do. But yeah, it's not a regular intake. I eat fatty foods such as bacon. Yeah, I do. And I drink regular sodas. Yeah, no, I don't drink regular or sugar. It's regular or sugar sweetened sodas. And I said less than 3 servings per week because it is. They didn't give you an option for 0. I don't drink sugared, sodas or anything like that. At a party, I would have a plate with. They gave you mini quiche, cheese and chips, or Swedish meatballs and crackers, or vegetables. And I went, Swedish meatballs and crackers, because I love Swedish meatballs, yeah. So, for option 1, I had 1. For option 2, I had 1. And for option 3, I had 5, right? And they have you go through all this different stuff. If the restaurant refills for free, I get refilled soda, chips, bread, and other refillables. Sometimes, sometimes. I usually get large or extra large servings, often. I think a serving of steak is 8 ounces. Actually, I prefer 16, but fine. My idea of dessert is a big bowl of ice cream. You betcha, sister. My serving of meat is usually the size of, and it has a steno pad, 2 decks of cards or a deck of cards, and I said 2 decks of cards. I start my first serving already thinking of seconds and thirds, sometimes, yeah. If someone brings donuts to work, I usually have 1 or 2 of them. Eating patterns, so with that one, I got option 1, option 2, 6, and option 3. So anyway, eating patterns, I skip breakfast often. I eat less than 3 times a day often. I make it a point to clean my plate often. I am usually the first to finish my meal often, yeah. I get very hungry and then eat until I'm over full. Yes, sometimes. I get so hungry I end up grabbing the first available thing I find often. Even if I'm hungry, I don't eat unless it's mealtime. Never. That is not a trait that I have, right? So it says awareness of hunger. While I eat while doing other things and find I have eaten more than I intended to, sometimes. I clean my plate without thinking, often. I can't tell when I'm hungry, seriously, often. Pardon me. I often find that I have eaten more than I intended just because the food was there. I never get hungry because I eat all the time, sometimes. I feel uncomfortably full after eating, sometimes. I eat for any reason but hunger, sometimes. I eat more when I'm alone, or I eat more when I'm alone, or I eat more when I'm with others. That was weird, but I said often. I eat more when I'm alone, or I eat more when I'm with others. That's an A or B. Anyway, I wake up thinking about food and often think about it most of the time. Sometimes. I eat to deal with my feelings, stress, boredom, often. Pardon me. I am the one to bring the food to work or parties. People look to me for that sometimes. I eat at people when they comment on my weight. I said sometimes. I don't have a care in the world when I'm eating. Never. Never, never, never. Okay? So, environmental cues. If I see food sitting out, I am tempted to eat. Yep. Food ads send me straight to the kitchen. Sometimes. I can't pass a bakery without getting a pastry. Never. I can pass a bakery. That's not a problem. Sorry. I get distracted by the food table at parties. Sometimes. I salivate when I drive past my favorite restaurants. Sometimes. The more I'm served, the more I eat. Sometimes. I snack without realizing it. Often. And then the summary chart. Okay. So then they have you add everything all up. And that is what, there we go. Okay. So I had, for part A, it gives you you add it all up, you add up the totals, and then it gives you this is what you need to look at, based on your totals. So that is what I walk through with the psych eval. I'm not kidding you. That is what I did. Baseline questions they gave me. There's a bunch of little stuff. But so I had the main visit with my doctor, and then I made an appointment and had the psych eval, and then I had the dietitian visit, the first one, which less than impressed me. And then I started having other appointments, and they were primarily due to my neck, some issue I was having with my leg, and discovered from most of that those issues would be rectified when I lost weight. So we're going to play that by ear because the girls are still going bye-bye. Yeah. But I was concerned. I've had varicose veins forever. I was in the food industry on my feet for 80 hours a week for years and years. And it looks like I wore the wrong shoes, and I did wear the wrong shoes. So, my calves have been beaten up. So I just wanted to make sure there was nothing wrong with them. And they said, no, you're fine. And the neck will rectify itself, one with a weight loss and second with a reduction. So that's all taken care of. And then I had to go for the endoscope. Say what? Oh, I was so cranky, you guys. I was so cranky because it's a 2.5-hour drive down there. And I couldn't eat or drink anything. And by the time they finally saw me, it was 11 o'clock. I was not a happy person. But they got through the endoscope. Everything's fine. I'm totally a candidate for the surgery. It was the same doctor that's going to do the procedure that did the endoscope. So, okay, great. Mark that off the checklist. So now we're going to go for the obligatory EKG. I went for the EKG and the echocardiogram. Went for those. I'm fine. There was the normal, ooh, your heart beats a little different. Yeah, it does. Okay. There's not even a name for it because it just does. But it causes everyone concern that looks at it until they look at it deeper and then go, oh yeah, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm not. Thanks for making me do this though. So all of these things, right? And I think that was the last one. I think that was the last big one, was going for the echocardiogram. Oh, and the sleep study, which I still protest and say it's inconclusive at best. My doctor said that my sleep score was so low that there's not a doubt in her mind that once I have the surgery, it will be gone completely. I think that the sleep score that I got is 100% based on the fact that nobody warned me that I could bring a pillow. Nobody communicated with me. I mean, it was really awful. Nobody communicated with me, so I was remarkably uncomfortable. I hurt my neck. It was hot. It was everything. I couldn't move with all the wires, even though they said I could. I didn't like it. But then here we are with the APAP machine, which is now required until I have my surgery. My doctor did say that she would like me. I told her, I said, I'm going to heave this thing at the door on the way back from having the surgery done. She goes, can you keep it for a month and just keep using it for a month? I'm like, because it'll help me heal. Okay, great, I'll do it. But she agrees that 99% positive that I'm not going to have to use it after the surgery. I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you since you're doing all this for me. So the APAP machine will hang out with me for a little while. So that's the process that I've had to go through, right? I did pick up some journals just to write down, you know, what I'm eating, and Coco's here, to write down what I'm eating and to start tracking that. So I am very seriously going to begin doing that August 1st. I want to have it a conscious practice afterwards. I am very interested in getting copies of the pre-op diet, and then hopefully early the post-op diet, so that I can be prepared for it, because it is more difficult to get some things for us up here, you know, and like that yogurt that has no flavor. Anyway, but I'm committed to making this work. And oh, I was so excited, you guys. Okay, so this is just like you know, everything that's going on. Phil and I went to Tractor Supply to pick up some stuff for the dogs, and there's a Salvation Army next door to it. Now, I have been making a very concentrated effort to not bring any more junk into the house, you know, and so I'm just kind of walking through there. I'm like, okay, fine, you know, we're killing time. I needed to get out of the house for a little while, and I saw a little casserole dish, and it's like perfect for 2 people, right? The casserole dishes that I have are like for feeding, you know, 10 people. So I wanted the casserole dish, sorry, the dog. So, you know, I saw that and I'm like, oh no, that's coming home with me, because this is going to be the size of our casseroles moving forward. I'm no longer cooking big family meals. You know, everyone's just older and going in 40 different directions. It just doesn't happen. So that's not happening anymore. But I will have a casserole dish that I can put into play for Phil and I. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm like, okay, there you go. There's my bariatric casserole dish. So that I can make smaller sizes, so that he's not huge into leftovers, but the stuff that, you know, I do make for him, he will eat the leftovers, and that dish will make it happen. So now I'm going to spend a little time organizing my kitchen and kind of sorting through what I don't need anymore. Like I'm going to keep one of the supersized casserole dishes, but yeah, the rest of them, they're going bye-bye. St. Vincent de Paul, here we come. So this is everything going on. Now for the next week, my world is kind of upside down, crazy busy with work. I mean, really busy with work. And then we're going blueberry picking on the 6th. It's going to be so much fun. I love blueberries. So I am unabashedly going to stuff my face with blueberries. I'm going to make an attempt to be like the girl on Willy Wonka, right? And we're going to make that happen. And then just kind of getting through the month and making those appointments and going on to September for the surgery. So I'll be back every week. We'll be talking about different things. I appreciate all of the really great things that you guys are saying and doing in the comment section. You are all amazing. I just realized I completely forgot to check the email for Lisa's losing it, so I will do that when I go in the house. And yeah, you're fantastic, and I appreciate your words. I really do. Whether they are words of sympathy, empathy, or knock it off, Lisa, you know, and seriously, I love that a lot. I love that a lot, because, you know, you get kind of stuck in your head and it gets not good. So I appreciate all of you for all of the kind words and all of the wonderful things that you do. And we will be back next week with hopefully a fun update. Is there anything that you want me to talk about? Let me know in the comment section down below. And we will see you next week, and I'll update you on the virtual dietitian visit. It's going to be fun. Bye.